Today we're making dessert in the Instant Pot. We're making pot de creme, which is a really fancy French way of saying pots of cream, which is just pretty self-explanatory. We're gonna make mocha chocolate pot de creme. It's gonna have chocolate chips, espresso powder, half and half. It's decadent, it's so good and so rich. We're doing it all in the Instant Pot. So I'm gonna start by turning it on, the saute method right here on the Instant Pot. And I want to put in a cup and a half of half and half, which is half heavy cream and half milk. And I also, thank you. I also want to put in half a tablespoon of instant espresso powder. And if you don't have instant espresso powder, that's okay. Instant coffee works. You can even use coffee extract, that's fine too. And I want to whisk it all together here in the Instant Pot and get the coffee powder to dissolve into the cream. Okay, so we have our espresso powder that is already like dissolved into the half and half, you can see right here, and all of the bubbles there are just from me whisking it, and I wanted to clear a little space on the surface so that way I can see whenever the Instant Pot gets hot enough and it starts to boil it. And right whenever it starts to come to a boil is whenever we're going to pull it from the heat, because we don't want scalded cream, but we do want it hot enough that's going to melt the chocolate, right? And you can see right there. You can even hear it a little bit. Perfect, okay. So now that it's coming to a boil, I'm simply gonna remove the center pot just like this and put it on a towel over here. Let's see if we can clear out a little space because I don't want to drop the pot and the hot cream all over my foot because that would suck. Okay, so I've got half a cup of chocolate chips right here. And you can use any kind of chocolate that you want. I just use chocolate chips because they're smaller to work with and they melt rather easily. So I'm melting all of this into my Instant Pot. And it's starting to come together, you can see here. It's darkening up really beautiful, and the chocolate has a lot of sugar in it. So we really don't have to add too much more sugar to this dessert. What I like to do to amp up the flavor and kind of like really intensify the taste of the chocolate is add just a small pinch of salt to it. And a lot of times too, you can get like super creative. So if you want to do like an orange chocolate pot de creme, we can put some orange extract in here. If you want to do something kind of spicy, like a Mexican chocolate, you can put a pinch of cayenne pepper in here, and it's just, it changes it. It doesn't make it over the top spicy, but just enough to give you a hint of something else that's in there, something super special. Okay. We're gonna get it super, super smooth. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this right back into the Instant Pot. Whoa, there you go. And let some more of the heat continue to warm up the cream and chocolate together. We're gonna have some chocolate. Oh, we're gonna have some chocolate. Looking at it now, it looks like super rich hot chocolate, like you just wanna get a big old scoop of it and put it in a mug and drink it. But don't, please don't, not yet. No, not yet. We don't want this to continue to cook and risk it getting burned. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove it one more time from the Instant Pot and just set it aside. Okay, that's gonna sit for a second. I'm gonna turn this guy off for now. All right, so what I'm gonna do is take a bowl of 3 egg yolks right here, and I'm gonna add about a 1/3 cup of sugar in there. And I'm just gonna whisk them up really, really well until it gets light and fluffy. So it only takes a second. Put your wrist into it. Other hand. Whisk it, baby. Whisk it. Cooking is whiskey business. You want to laugh so bad because it's such a bad joke. That's good stuff right there. All right, I'm laughing too much, so it's making it a little more difficult for me to whisk the egg yolks and sugar. But I think this is a really great consistency right here because you can see how thick it is. I mean, this is lovely. See that? Perfect. Okay. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take some of our chocolate mixture. We have to temper the eggs. We just have to, because if you don't temper the eggs, and that just means putting some hot liquid into something cold and adjusting the temperature so that way you don't get curdled eggs. Super important step. So I'm gonna take just a little bit of our chocolate mixture, and while I'm moving the whisk, I'm gonna very slowly drizzle into our eggs the chocolate mixture. There we go. So as you can see, it kind of thinned it out just a little bit. But by constantly whisking the eggs means that the eggs are not going to seize up on us. And that's really super important, super crucial. Because you want a nice, smooth, silky pot de creme. You don't want chocolate scrambled eggs. No. This is what we're looking for right here. Okay, so I'm going to move the Instant Pot off of my towel, make room for my bowl, and I'm going to put a little bit more into my eggs. There we go. Just like that, and whisk. Very good. I think one more time ought to do it, and that's going to bring my eggs up to the right temperature that I need to be to in order to get everything mixed together. One more spoon. There we are. Okay. So this is going to give it its custard-like texture. It's firm yet smooth silkiness. All right. So what we're going to do now is take our eggs and pour it back into the Instant Pot and whisk it all together with the chocolate and the cream. Leave it right there. Get my whisk ready. All right. And start whisking it too. Lovely. That's exactly what we're looking for. Super rich and chocolatey. Oh, I wish you could smell it. The smell of the espresso powder is like really blending so well with the chocolate. I mean, it's intoxicating. It smells like you're at like a very fine cafe. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Okay, look at this. Look how beautiful that is. Excellent. Excellent. All right. Okay, so now here comes the fun part. We're going to put these in 4 ramekins. Now I have 4-ounce dessert dishes right here, and I'm simply going to go ahead and pour them into the little pots, just like that. So I'm going to start up here. Just there it is to the top line. I'm going to go to the next guy. All right, so there's a little bit extra in here. I'm going to see if I can fill these guys up a little bit more. So what's interesting is that everything that needs to be done for these pot de creme is going to be done in the Instant Pot. From cooking it, the custard, melting the chocolate in with the cream, to steaming them. Yeah, steaming them. This is a steamed custard. It's a steamed dish, and it's so delicious. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. So now what we have to do is clean out our Instant Pot, and then we're going to set up the trivet and the water, and I'm going to show you exactly how these are going to be done in less than 8 minutes. Okay, stick around. All right, so our ramekins are full with our custard. This was heavy cream and milk, which is also half and half. Had a cup and a half of that with half a cup of chocolate chips, a half a tablespoon of espresso powder, a little pinch of salt, melted together and added into 3 egg yolks, whisked in with a 1/3 cup of sugar. So we have all that together. Now our custard base is ready to go. I'm going to take a little bit of foil and cover each and every little pot with the cover because I want to steam them in the Instant Pot. So I'm just going to very carefully cover my little pots like this, just tiny little pots. Cover my little guys. Very nice. So I'm just covering the very tops. I'm not covering like the entire ramekin itself because I still want some steam to get in. I just don't want any water to get into the ramekins because water inside the custard will absolutely ruin the dish. So in order to make sure that we do this properly and we avoid the risk of having water into our custard, I have my Instant Pot center back inside the pot itself, and I'm going to use the trivet tray that comes with it. which is really cool. It has these lovely little handles, and I'm just gonna set it down in, and these handles rest up on the sides, and you'll see they have little curves right here, so that way you can easily grab it and pick it up. So under this trivet, I'm gonna add 1.5 cups of water. Just pour it right into the Instant Pot. And you can see right here that it's not coming up above the trivet. It's actually just barely touching the bottom of the rack itself. So in order to get these guys in here, I'm gonna carefully, super carefully, because I did fill them up pretty full, I'm gonna carefully put 3 of them down on the bottom, just like this. There we go. And one more right here to make room for you. Everybody gets a bath, whether you like it or not. Okay, perfect. And now I'm gonna take the 4th one and just stack it right up here on the very top. So it makes like a little pyramid, you'll see. Just like that. All right, so everything is ready to go. Now all I need to do is put on my lid right here. And I'm gonna turn it to sealing, make sure that the valve is turned to sealing. Turn it and lock it. When I hear that chime, I know that it's ready to do its work. I'm gonna select pressure cook, and I only want it for 6 minutes. So the default is usually about 30 minutes, and I'm gonna knock it all the way back down to 6, okay? Give it just a second, and it'll start on its own. You'll hear the chime. There it is. Okay, so this is gonna build up pressure, and it's gonna steam the little pot de creme really, really beautifully, and it's gonna chime after 6 minutes, and then it's chocolate time. The pot de creme should be done by now, so I want to go ahead and use the quick release method on my Instant Pot, and it's simply turning this valve from sealing to venting and stand back. Get an instant facial. I smell chocolate. I smell chocolate. So in venting, there's not going to be a whole lot left of steam to get out of here, because remember, we only put 1.5 cups of water. So I'm waiting for the little bullet to fall, and that tells me it's safe to release the lid. So any second, because the steam is dissipating, it's almost gone. So an important thing to remember is that these little pots are going to be super, super hot whenever we take them out. We have to let them cool on the rack for at least 20 minutes, and then we're going to put them in the refrigerator and let them set up for about 3 or 4 hours. The bullet dropped. There we go. Ooh, look at this. Okay, check it out. So these guys are going to be super hot. So I have my towel and my tongs right here, and just to set them on the rack. All right, so there's one. I'll be super, super careful. There we go. So let's see if we can take a peek under the lid. It's kind of puffed a little bit. So it is a baked custard. We're gonna let this sit, we're gonna let this settle, and we're gonna recover it and let it cool for about 20 minutes. Okay, after that, we'll check them and we'll put them in the fridge. Okay, it has been 3 long hours and I am ready for some desserts. So let's see how these pot de creme came out. All right, I've got all of them right here. Chocolate, chocolate, chocolate. Okay, perfect. All right, so we've got beautiful set. Pot de creme, look at that. Oh my word. Look at these. This guy looks a little mangled, but that's okay. But look at this. Look how beautiful and set it is. Oh my goodness. Look at that. All right. We're going to go ahead and put these guys aside because I want to dig right in. And I have a nice little bit of fresh whipped cream right here. I'm just going to put on top. Oh, yeah. And I'm going to garnish it with a little bit of mint because I want to make this pretty. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the pretty little mint. How beautiful is this? How beautiful is this? Look at that. Chocolate mocha pot de creme. I'm so excited. I can't wait. See, I ate all of my dinner, including all of my vegetables. Now I get chocolate. See? Oh my gosh, it's so rewarding. Look at this. Look at that. This. Oh my goodness. So that tiny little pinch of salt that we put in there really, really enhanced the instant espresso powder, which gave it just the right amount of bite and kick into the chocolate to make it so complimentary. Oh my gosh. Pot de creme. This is just beautiful. I mean, we have chocolate mousse, we have pot de creme, we have panna cotta. This is one of the recipes that you really need to add to your arsenal of desserts. So for more recipes like this, for more indulgences, for more great and easy tips, go to Kitchen Bravo, subscribe to our YouTube page right now, and always remember, chocolate. Life is better with chocolate. Okay guys, bye.